Very good.
All right, guys. Sort of questions for Caitlin. Blair's got the mic. Howard, would you start?
I got two for you if I could. First one, Jan Jensen had a post this weekend about your first visit out there. Can you just take me through what you remember from that experience of, first time out there?
Oh gosh, I think it might have been in 8th grade, or maybe I was a freshman in high school. I think I was a freshman in high school, and I went with my dad and maybe my older brother, and we went to a football game, and it was when Iowa beat Ohio State on like the last second field goal, or Michigan. I can't remember, one of the two. Michigan was ranked very high. That's why we got Ryan. People stormed the field. I did not participate in the field storming, but a very vivid memory. That's like that was my first ever college visit. So a lot of fun. So it's that feels like yesterday. So it's cool to kind of look back on that and reflect on everything that's happened since then. So I saw that post. That was really cute.
And just a little bit more modern question. Just out of yesterday, there's obviously the physicality, the foul gets upgraded on the other side. Christy was in here a couple minutes ago. She was talking about the fact that you responded to it like you've experienced this for many years, which I would imagine you have. I'm wondering, do you remember like an early time in your basketball playing where a team took a more physical approach with you and sort of how you learned to deal with it?
Honestly, like it makes me think back to college when like my first couple of years in college, I was still pretty frail. Like I still am pretty frail, but I feel like I added quite a bit of muscle over my college career. And like that was probably, the tactic early on in my college career too, is just be really physical with her because, she's not probably as strong as everybody else and usually a little bit faster, and the speed is usually what I try to use. So I think it kind of reminds me of my early college career, and, my strength will evolve over the course of, having an off season and having time to do those things, to focus on those things. So, it definitely reminds me of my college career a little bit, but also, I grew up playing the basketball with the boys. So like, it's always been physical and feisty, and like, that's what it is. And you got to find a way to hold your own. So it kind of reminds me of that. And then I grew up with two brothers, and, things were about, very, very physical, a lot of blood, a lot of tears, whatever it was. So I'm definitely prepared for it.
Go Jackie, you want to go second row behind you?
Hi, Caitlin. When we spoke to Christy 2 weeks ago, she was asked about how she values the mental health and mental wellness of her players. And she told us about this moment where she was coaching at Northwestern years ago, and it was really profound. She realized how important it is. I'm just curious how you've seen that care from Christy, especially when there's a lot of attention on you and this team.
Yeah, I think Christy's been amazing. I think she definitely, she really cares about the culture of this organization. And I think that it starts with having the right people in the locker room and making sure that they feel like they're valued here. And I feel like you can really feel that. That's like one of the first things I felt when, I met with her and I talked with her. And I arrived on my first day, like she wants everybody to feel valued here. And I think it's very similar to my college career. And I think those are the best leaders, that no matter what your role is on a team, in a business, a part of an organization, that you feel valued, whether if you're the team manager or the star player. I think that's what makes a successful group. That's what brought us a lot of success at Iowa. And I think Christy is all about that same stuff. She values every single person that works for the Fever organization, that works for Pacer Sport and Entertainment. It takes everybody, it takes people believing in you, but also there's so much more to life than basketball. And I think she really gets that. I think she understands, like, especially for myself, like I'm 22 years old. I got a lot of pressure on myself to perform and help this organization and help women's basketball and women's sports. So I think she's been a great outlet for myself, and just, letting me know that she's there and she's here for me, in whatever way that can be. And that's something I really appreciate.
Good, Doug. Then we got two in the second row behind you.
Hey, Caitlin, two-part question. First time, the last time I heard you say you're excited to actually move into an apartment. How is that? And the second part is the Commissioner's Cup. What do you know about it coming in this year? And now you're part of it. You guys want to know how big is it to sort of win this in-season tournament?
Yeah, I know what I know about it. Well, it feels great to be living in not a hotel, so thanks for asking. Haven't been able to use the pool yet too much because the schedule's been crazy, so I'm looking forward to that maybe over the next couple days. But honestly, Commissioner's Cup, I know you're playing for some money. The ball is a different color. It's about all I know. It's in the month of June. But I don't really care. Like, I value every basketball game the exact same way as if it was a practice. Like, that's how I view basketball. That's how much I love this game. that's the way I want to work every single day. You know, I don't want to just show up when it really matters. You know, you got to show up in all the other moments. So to me, it's great. It's fun. I think it's something that's great in season and to have that competitive spirit about, but also like at the same time, like nothing should change for a team.
The second row.
Caitlin, your love for the game is very obvious, and you know it's a grind. I asked your coach about it, the quick turnaround, and I asked her, did you have to sell, you know, with the Commissioner's Cup, and she kind of laughed and said there were dollar signs on the blackboard when you guys came back into the locker room. My question is, your love for the game is evident, and you know you're smiling. It seems like you're having a good time, even though it's a grind.
Sure.
And everything that's going on with the physicality. My question is, are you having fun?
Absolutely. I'm having a lot of fun. Like this is my childhood dream. So if I'm not having fun doing this, then there's probably a bigger issue. But also like I always remind myself, sure, there's moments where I've been frustrated and, you know, upset of, you know, we've lost here, I haven't performed here, or things that I want to clean up. But, you know, there are so many people that would love to be in my position or would love to have this opportunity. Like I get to do this as my job. Like how lucky am I? So, you know, sometimes that's hard to remind yourself of and, you know, put everything into perspective, but you know, that's what I try to do. And I think at the same time that like kind of takes the pressure off and really allows me to have fun and just keep playing the game I love. So thanks for the question.
Stay in the second row here. Kelsey.
Right, Philly. A moment ago, Christy was mentioning that the spacing of offense is a lot more improved compared to what it was 2 weeks ago.
For sure.
Just as someone who's on the court and really conducting the offense, how have you sort of seen the spacing improve, and what do you think you guys need to do next to sort of that other gear on offense?
Yeah, I think it's definitely improved. And I think, to be honest, like I wasn't necessarily like, I don't know, like it's hard when you don't practice a ton. So like I obviously didn't know the spacing completely exactly what we wanted to be. I'm not used to just going and standing in the corner a ton. I'm used to having the ball in my hands and operating like that, or operating a little bit higher on the wing, just because that's what my habit was for 4 years of my life. So I think it's just like breaking some habits that I've just been used to, but also I think everybody on this team just like having our post lower in the dunker spot so people have room to drive and operate. It's just like little things. Like we would just be a little bit out of position that wouldn't allow our teammate to be completely successful. So I think those things have definitely improved. I think it's helped our offense improve overall. I think our transition has gotten better. But yeah, I think our spacing is definitely improved, but I think there's still a lot of ways we can definitely grow in it too.
Kelsey in the third.
Defense has obviously been the focus over the last few games for this team, and now facing Liberty for the third time this season. Just what stands out to you defensively and what you guys have to do tonight?
Transition defense, I think that's where it starts. They're really, really good in transition. Sabrina's a great passer in transition. Same with Sloot. Stewie runs the floor just as good as anybody in the league. And then, you know, we got to defend the 3-point line. Last time we were here, we did a terrible job of that. It was basically impossible to win the game with the way they shot the ball, and a lot of them were uncontested. So I think that, like, we're going to need to scramble on defense. You're not always going to be matched up to the person that you maybe are supposed to be matched up to, but that's okay as long as you're guarding somebody. But I think for us, it definitely starts in transition defense, and the better we can execute on the offensive end, that's going to, you know, limit their chances in transition. So
Stay in the third row, and then we'll finish up with Matt here in the back on the right.
Hi, Caitlin. Obviously, always the transition going from the college game to the pro game. You happen to have someone on your team in Aaliyah who has not only gone through that as a number one pick and dealt with the pressure, but also spent a good portion of her college and pro career to this date, albeit a different position, dealing with the physicality of the game. Just wondering if she has shared any advice with you or talked to you at all just about making this transition.
I mean, I think more than anything, she's just been like supportive and there to like talk me through certain situations, especially when she can tell I get a little bit frustrated on the floor at times. I think she's one of the first people that comes up to me and tries to calm me down, or, you know, I was like, look here, or try this, or this is what's going to help you be successful. So I think Aaliyah's been really good in that regard. And like, you know, that's a hard position to be in. Like she's only in her second year too, but she's also trying to help me at the same time while she's still learning. So I really appreciate it. And I think she's been an amazing voice in our locker room.
Finish up with Matt in the back on the right.
Hi, Caitlin. Is there more of a backstory to Christy saying that she walked in and saw the dollar signs on the whiteboard?
I think she put those up there.
There was no player backstory.
I don't think so. I don't know. I mean, blame it on Christy. I think it was her. So I don't know. I'm just kidding. But it wasn't me. I'm only going to speak for myself. So
All right, that's it.
Thanks.
Thank you, everybody.